Be sure to cook. Today we're going to be doing meatball subs, where we're going to do everything homemade. Now I'm going to add a little Creole seasoning inside of there. I'm going to give this a great stir. Look at that, guys. I am good to go. I hear me. Yes. Oh my God, that is wonderful. So that was about 4 to 5. Come back. Bye. Welcome back to another episode of Be Sure to Cook. Today we're going to grill up some sirloin steaks. This time we're going outside. And we're going to have a baked sweet potato to go with it. So stay tuned and let's do this. Okay, in a bowl, I'm going to be making my rub. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of seasoning salt. You can get any type of seasoning salt you want if you like that. Just a tablespoon, a teaspoon. Then I'm going to do, since I'm doing a lot of steaks, I'm going to do about a tablespoon of meat tenderizer. And that was the seasoned salt that I got. And meat tenderizer. I'm going to do a tablespoon of Mrs. Dash. I got some Weber's steak grilling season. This is good. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of this also. This has got a whole bunch of different stuff in here. I'm going to do a teaspoon, I'm doing half of that, of onion powder. About a teaspoon of paprika. Now these are teaspoons. I'm using a whole tablespoon of garlic powder. And I'm just going to mix all these ingredients up nice and good. Now here's the catch to mine. Okay, so I'm mixing all this up, getting all these ingredients and making sure I get my meat tenderizer in there because I want my steak nice and tender. Okay, so I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of light brown sugar to this. Okay, let me measure it out. Oh, I still got it in the bag. I had to cut the bag, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to pack it up here. 1/4 cup. Oops, already trying to go down. I'm going to pick that back up. I'm going to smash that down and make sure I'm getting that whole 1/4 cup. So do that with light brown sugar. Dark would probably burn a little bit on your steak more, so don't do that. Just the light brown sugar will be sufficient. And I'm going to add that 1/4 cup of that. And I'm going to take the mixing thing and I'm going to mix this all around and get all these seasons together. Make sure you mix it up very well and make sure that brown sugar is nice and mixed up well with all the seasonings. And this is going to be my seasoned rub. I'm going to rub all over my steaks. And we're going to let these, we're going to rinse off our steaks. And here we went off and we got sirloin steaks. And I'm going to rinse these steaks off, pat these dry. We're going to rub these steaks with all this great seasoning we got together. And we're going to put it in the refrigerator for an hour. We're going to rinse off our sweet potatoes and we're going to get those ready to put those in the oven to bake those because we want those completely cooked like a baked potato. And I'm going to bake these sweet potatoes twice. So I'm getting mixed up with baked potatoes because usually most people have it, but I'm having something a little bit different. It's not really different. People eat it all the time, but I'm doing it my way. So then chunks of black cracked pepper to taste. Make sure you mix that up together. That's the only thing that we left out. Make sure you beat this up really good. As I pat and dry my steaks, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the seasoning on them. So I've got a couple different plates. I got a couple of paper plates. I got a microwave plate. And what I'm going to do is after this is dried off, I'm going to pick this up. That season mix that we made, I'm going to take about a tablespoon of it. And I'm just going to massage that right on into my steak. flipping it over using another tablespoon to this steak, and I'm just going to massage this into my steak, getting both sides, all the sides to my steak, because I want them just to be like submerged into that steak. Because these babies are going on a grill. But guess what? Before we put these on a grill, we're going to make sure we got that whole 2 tablespoons or maybe 1 tablespoon. This depends on how much you want. I want mine to be covered. We're going to take it, put it on a clean paper plate, and we're going to put that in the refrigerator for about a good hour to let all those seasonings really soak in there. We want to make sure these are dry, you know, like dry consistency, not really dry, but I mean get all that water off your steak. And I rinsed it off with cold water. It seems like they tend to want to kind of change on you. So we're doing a tablespoon, and we're going to take that and we're going to make sure that's rubbed in there really good. We're going to flip it over, that back side, doing another helping tablespoon of this good dry season mix. Make sure you get that in all over the steak, in each corners. Take the steak and pick it up and get it on the sides, on all sides, all 4 sides. But see, that doesn't have any seasoning. So you take it, you lift that up, and you drop it down on this season, dot it down so it can pick up all that seasoning. And if it doesn't pick it up, you pick it up and put it on there. But yeah, what I'm basically saying is make sure your steak is covered on all sides. Just keep repeating the same thing as you did with the first ones. Okay, I just placed these in a glass dish. I'm putting the top on there. In the fridge it goes for an hour, hour and a half. We're going to rinse off our sweet potatoes, get those ready to go into the oven, and we'll see you all back in an hour. Okay guys, great. Look at here. I've got 2 great big sweet potatoes. And these are, you can get any type of sweet potatoes you want. They put these little tags. This is organic sweet potatoes, but you can get the ones that are not organic. You can get any sweet potatoes. I got these because these were on sale, and organic to me is, I mean, I like organic because it's a lot better. I don't know why they put these little stickers on here. I got these at my local grocer. And if you can get the sticker off, sometimes it peels off really good, sometimes it don't. But we don't want to be eating no stickers. So we're going to rinse and wash these off really good. We're going to wrap these. We're going to dry these like we did the steaks. After we rinse them, always use the back of the hand with nice cool water, constantly scrubbing. Don't add anything to your vegetables. When I tell you all guys that I'm washing my vegetables, it doesn't mean really washing like you're washing a human being. I'm just talking about a nice cool water, your hand, the palm of your hand here, and just scrubbing underneath the water, getting all the dirt and chemicals that they put on there right on off of there. And that's all you need to do with any vegetables: carrots, celery, onion, you know, potatoes, sweet potatoes, anything. Broccoli, you just, you know, kind of rinse, kind of toss and rinse a little bit, but you do it with everything. So don't get me mixed up saying wash and actually mean wash. This is what I mean. Nice, cool water, warm water, cold water, palm of your hand, and a rotating motion all over your vegetables. That's it. Let's do it. Okay, we scrub these totally. Want to know why I scrub so much of the back? Because see, the back of this potato, which is the skin we're going to be using, we're going to cook this twice. So we're not going to really be eating the skin. It's going to be like a holder, actually, because we're going to cook these soft till they're real tender. We're going to cool these, cut these in half, dig them out, and we're making like a potato skin kind of like, but we're going to stuff these back with the same filling after we mix it up with some really yummy stuff. So I'm drying this off really good because I don't want it to be wet. So I'm taking a paper towel and drying these off. Okay, after I dry these off and they're completely dry, no moisture, I've got a Reynolds wrap sheet. I like these because, guys, you can get these sheets, which I really like. Sometimes if you're using big items, then no, I say don't, because you just get the big roll. But the sheets they're 12 by 12 sheets, so you can pretty much wrap anything in there. Those are all getting wrapped. Now, I'm only doing 2 because these are really big, because when I cut these in 4 and dig out all the filling out of them, I'm going to actually have 4 baked potatoes. Well, it's not a baked potato, it's a yam baked potato. So I'm going to be wrapping these sweet potatoes. Some people call them yams, some people call them sweet potatoes. Actually, they're just like really good yams to me, or sweet potatoes. They're the same. So I got these dried and ready to go. Plop these in a 350 to a 330, depends on if you have something else to do, which I do. We're going to pop these in a 350-degree oven and cook these just like baked potatoes. And what you're looking for is to get in there for an hour later or 45 minutes, and you want to press down on it. If they soft like the potato is, soft and good, then they're done. You need to take them out, and we're going to cut these babies open. So let's place them on a baking sheet and let them go. Okay, I took these out of the oven maybe about 30 minutes ago. And I am trying to let them cool down a little because they're hot. So it's still kind of hot. Oop, there is all that juice from there. Let me get rid of this. All right. They're hot still, but it's not that hot where I can't deal with it. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut this right into half, going down. One's a little smaller than the other. This is what I'm looking for, guys. Yeah. And what I'm going to do, since this is so soft and it's still hot in the middle, because I want it to cool off, I'm going to dig the potato, sweet potato, right out of here, the yam actually, without trying to break the skin, because I don't want to break the skin. Okay, I dug one out, and I'm going to get the other one out. Like I said, this yam or sweet potato, however you want to call it. This is organic. So I just want to kind of like scoop as much as I can, not to break it though, because it's trying to break. So, but I'm going to take these and I'm going to put these skins as much as I can. Oh, it's trying to break and stick on my hand here. Oh, but once we get these back in, and put these in the refrigerator. Okay, so I'm going to put these skins back in the refrigerator. Some of this stuff, you know how you have those strings sometimes in sweet potatoes? I do not like those. I hate those. So I try to dig out as much as the strings I can. And this is what I want. I want it to look like a potato, because we're going to smash some of it and fix up some of it, and we're going to put some of the chunks back. So I'm going to separate some. So let's put these skins in the refrigerator and let them harden up a little bit. Okay, I'm taking half of this and I'm putting it in a different bowl. Then we're going to start putting stuff in it. So let's get my butter. Okay, this is my second sweet potato. I'm cut right down the middle. And since the side that was really soft, see how it's pulling away? If you want to, you can let these cool down totally. But it seems like the filling is coming out better, a little warm. It's still a little hot. You can still see the steam. I'm just not going to dig all the way to the bottom, because I just want some of it out. Oh, and I want to break it, and it is trying to break on me. You got to hold it and do it gently, scraping it just a little gently. And I'm going to put this here again, and we're going to do the same. And some of this we're going to put to the side. Okay. So let's get all this dug out and put these skins in the refrigerator, or the freezer could be great, just for a couple minutes to cool these down. I got a little bit of my filling mix on one, and I half both. So here we go. This is what we're going to smash. So let's start putting the stuff that we need in there. Okay, now we need to get our steaks on the grill. And since these are soft, we're going to sit these to the side and let's get those steaks on. It's getting a little dark outside. Okay, I open up my steaks and I am going, and the grill has already been completely oiled. We're going to do 2 at a time. Okay, I'm getting my steak and I'm going to turn it a little bit this way. And I'm going to take this one and I'm going to also turn it the opposite way. Here. Okay. Okay. And after a couple minutes, you want to turn them over on both sides. The steak doesn't take that long to cook. And I got to keep turning this, guys, for the simple fact is I have that sugar in there, and I don't want that sugar to burn the steak all like that. So I'm just going to keep getting the grill mark and keep flipping it back and forth, until I get this steak cooked the way I want it. But it needs to be cooked slowly, but I need to constantly keep turning it. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on the other side of the steak that's cooked because I'm going to be turning it back again. Okay, wow. You really want to watch these. Make sure you watch this. Do not leave this when you're doing this because you can burn it with this charcoal because the grill gets so hot you can burn it. Don't forget, you do have sugar in here. All right, these are nice and done. We don't want to overcook our steaks. You can cook them the way you want. And here we go. And let's repeat this with my other 2. My grill's kind of small. Okay, I'm using a tablespoon of butter in here. I got a little bit of half and half milk. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon, a half and half cream milk in here. And I'm going to smash these down. And so we went out to do the steaks. So it seemed like the butter is melting and my little smasher here is completely too big for my little bowl. I should have got a bigger bowl, but that's okay. I know how to work with it, guys. Okay, let's add some more stuff into this half and half. After we do the half and half, we're going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, just a little bit. Allspice, just a little bit. And then about half teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That is wonderful. We're going to have our spoon that we had, and we're going to mix this up. Smash that in there. Look at that. Yeah. Then we're going to be adding some good old sugar. And the sugar we're going to be using is more light brown sugar. In a saucepan, I'm adding 1/3 cup of apple juice in there. A little to grow on. 1/3 to a half cup of apple juice. If you want to do a small glaze, use 1/3. If you want to be a little bit bigger, more, use half cup. Okay, we're going to let this start to simmer a little. Okay, after I put all my spices in, and I put about a teaspoon of half and half cream, I'm going to add another half teaspoon of half and cream, and this is smoothing. So you remember that other chunks I did? I'm just gonna go ahead and put those in there because I don't want those to be all, you know, mushy. I wanted that bunch to be mushy. I wanted this to be a little chunkier because you want that volume that we're having. So anyway, I wanted to toss this into the volume, and I want to add another a whole teaspoon of the half and half again. And I want to just lightly just toss some of these chunks into the creamy side here. Now my apple juice here, and I'm just gonna like talk, okay, let's go over here. My apple juice is done. I'm gonna be adding some sugar into this apple juice. I'm adding 1/4 cup of sugar, which it is brown sugar. Okay, sometimes, and then I'm adding about a teaspoon of the butter. And the butter that I'm using is a fat, healthy part butter. And I'm going to cook this and reduce this. Getting that butter all in there. Okay, yeah, I want to reduce that down. Okay, this is up to a boil. Add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon in here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to reduce, after we reduce this a little bit, we're going to turn this down. And I'm going to be making a thickener for this. And we're going to be using more half and half cream. Okay, I had a teaspoon of cornstarch, and I'm adding a teaspoon of half and half cream. And if it's not enough, just add a little bit more. Let it be like a teaspoon more. And you want to work these bubbles out. Okay, and I got that reduced. I got that down low because I want to thicken that. Thicken my... I get so excited when I cook. I try to rush because I'm so excited. You know, you're getting a Christmas present or something. That's how I feel when I'm cooking. I just get so excited. My mind's just like, oh, I can't wait to see how it comes out. And I'm just rushing, and I should just calm down and let my mind relax. Okay, let's take this over and let's start to whip this into our boiling solution. Okay, as it's reduced down, I'm just going to add a little to it, and I'm just going to keep stirring it because it's going to get like a thickening, and it's going to change the color just a little. And just keep stirring until you get a thick consistency of your You might want to turn it down low before you do that, because if you don't, it can scorch and give you lumps because it's been gotten. But you could, people say, oh my God, I got lumps in my gravy, or I got lumps in my stuff. If you keep beating long enough, you can get those lumps out. Believe me, I've been cooking for years, and those lumps are gone. You get a smooth consistency. You can beat anything now. Okay. There's a little lump there, but time to get these smashing and beaten out, and it's going to get thick because this is the sauce that I'm looking for. Okay, so just keep stirring, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I got a baking dish here. I'm just going to spray some non-stick spray in the bottom of this pan, and I'm setting this to the side. Okay, we got some wonderful whole pecans. And I didn't want a lot of pecans, so I'm getting a couple of them. And I know they're whole, but we're just going to cut a little bit of them. And I didn't know if I wanted to put them whole this time or cut. But some people do like pecans, some people don't. So I thought if I cut just a little pecans, a couple of them, down, yeah, it looks good to me. You don't have to. You can put them on there whole if you happen to really like pecans. But just in case, I might like. So I'm taking about 3 or 4 of them, and I'm just going to chop them down. because I don't want that many. I just want a lot. I mean, a little. Okay, so let's get these into my stuff. Okay, that's that sauce that I was looking for. So I'm just going to take about a good old spoonful, and I'm just drizzling it into my shell at the bottom, and we're going to be doing on top. You want to make sure that's an even drizzle. So just take your spoon, because we're going to be just using it for the yams anyway, and we're just going to make sure this gets basted all around. Great. And then we have this mixture that we have. You remember that mixture? We're going to take this mixture, and it's going to be some chunky and some that's smooth, because you want that consistency of that potato in there. I'm sorry, I'm just silly. Okay, so we're going to move this to the side to give me more room. We got our pecan nuts here. Okay, I've got other stuff over here. We're just going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put this here, and we're going to pick up our little candy, our little yam, stuffed yams. Okay, I know you're supposed to try to make it look really good and everything, which I'm trying, but I think I cut it too hot. And what happened when I cut it too hot, it started to peel, it started to break the shell. So I'm just going to stuff that in there like so. And this one's more steady because it's more colder, because I did take the shells and put them back in the fridge so they can kind of like set up and harden up a little bit. You could tell where it was trying to tear. So I'm going to take half of the rest of the stuffing here, and I'm just going to dump it in here, and I'm just going to smash my way, and you can make it look really pretty. I mean, and look at the filling. The filling is totally different. It's because this is organic. It's so much better. I'm going to take this and I'm going to stuff it here. And we have one more that was completely whole. I like that one. That's my favorite one. Okay, got that filling mix there. Okay, then I'm gonna, because guess what, I am kind of greedy there, and I am going to, because I want to get all of it out. I hate it when you see people that cook, and let me tell you, when you see them cook all the time, they turn around and they leave half of the food into the bowl, and I'm like, get all of that. I mean, that's could be another potential of a cupcake, or another potential of, a little bit more on your dish, or on your plate or whatever. So, and I'm just going to smooth that down. Okay, got that together, guys. We're going to put the other one, lift that one up, because it's just stuffed. And there we go. So now, here's the trick. Hey, you remember that glaze sauce I made? Okay, so that is going to get drizzled right on here. And the potato inside itself doesn't have, but I wanted you all to taste the naturalness of the potato itself with all the spices that go on there. I wanted everybody to taste that. So this sweetener that I made, what I call it, a little pizzazz, is the apple of of the dish, of the dessert itself. It's not a dessert. It's kind of be like, a good, good old stuffed potato. Stuffed sweet potato, that is. And here I'm just to scrape it away. And I'm just going to make sure I kind of get all that filling all over every one of them. Trying to make sure all that filling gets cooked and bubbles. Okay, but I'm greedy, so I got to get all of this. So let me get another spatula. Oh, I used the same one that I already had. There we go. We'll just use that one, because it was the same one that I already used to get everything out anyway. So I'm just trying to make sure everything is even. I have no more sauce here. I would have to make some. And then if you add, for flavor, guys, if you want it, just add just a dash full of, the same spices that you put into your potato. Those pecans, I'm just going to put a couple, not a lot, just sprinkle a couple on top. If you don't like it, you can leave it out. But this just makes it look so much different, and it might give it a little bit more taste. But if you don't like nuts or just opt out on that. You don't have to. And that's good. And it was just a couple. I didn't do like a whole bag or half a bag. I did like 4 or 5, and I just chopped them. Or if you don't like it at all, you can just put 1 or 2 big ones and just throw it in the oven. But you know, I wanted to get inside there. These go back into oven 350 degrees until you start to see them kind of bubble a little bit and kind of see that okay, I just got these out and they look piping hot and I can hear them sizzling. Okay, let's get one of these delicious babies out. Okay, I'm gonna try to pipe one of these out. Oh, look, that looks so good, guys. And here are, ta-da, my grilled steaks. Ooh, they're still hot, really hot. This is a really thick steak to me. Let's just get this one out. Put this on here. Okay, here you have it, guys. Delicious steak and my, okay, here's my steak and my double cooked sweet potato. And there we go. And it's called stuffed sweet potato, but cooked twice. And there you have it. Hey guys, thank you for coming. I wish you'd come back. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I tell you what, we can make wonderful dishes again. Because you know what? We made this together. You and me. We did it together. Come back next time where we make other dishes the same way we made this one. Hey, see you next time. Bye.